Oi, it's boy. You already know it. It is UK's finest. I'm, of course, Ricky J. In 1 second here, guys. 1 second. One second, guys. And this right here is, of course, the people wrestling back. Yes. So go ahead, like and subscribe. A couple of hours later than I scheduled. A couple of hours later than I said it was going to be. As said on my Crown Jewel watch along, pulling a solo dolo here, so it's just me today. Sean Gold is at a show. Was meant to be on, was meant to be just like last week, giving us an inside look to the show he was at. And I'm going to have a couple of interviews on, but that isn't happening, unfortunately, guys. No Wi-Fi to the place where he's at, so you just got me. So a truncated episode, a much shorter episode today, and my pictures fall down. So we're going to kind of speed through most of this here. But go ahead, like and subscribe. Let me know what you've been up to as we go into the first segment here. Of course, that segment is that is right. What's cooking at that table? So what have I been up to? Well, as per usual, the usual thing, heading to the gym, keeping fit, attending my walking group, attending the continuing to improve my game for Crown Jewel Bowling. Did go to the craft class that I always go to. What did I make this week? I hear you ask. Well, I didn't make one of these for Crown Jewel, and I did finish off yet another picture. So yeah, there's that. I'm gonna give you guys a glimpse of what the next picture is. So you're getting this exclusive content, this exclusive thing here, and that will be the next one that I've got to color in. So that is the next one to complete, the next one to tackle. And did go to a quiz yesterday. That was fun. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. Let me ask you guys what you've been up to. What plans have you got coming up? I've got more of the same coming up. Gym, walking, bowling. So I've got more of the same coming up. What you guys been up to? What guys have you got coming up? But let's get into, as we walk down the Hollywood Boulevard, down the red carpet, the glitz, the glamour, the paparazzi are flashing because it can only be segment number 2, which is all about movie time. So what 3 movies have I been watching? And they are the first one here, 100 Acres of Hell, starring the one, the only Gene Snitsky. This was okay, and he played a retired wrestler in it, so that was cool. But it was just an okay B movie. If Gene Snitsky wasn't in it, I wouldn't have watched it. The next movie is The Abduction of Jennifer Grayson, starring Tommy Dreamer. Again, if Tommy Dreamer hadn't been in this, I wouldn't have watched it. This was another just okay B movie. And the third and final is The Strangers Chapter 2. So I'm just going to try and delete these as I go along just to clear a bit of space. So there we are. So yeah, that's the third movie I've watched. That, you know, it was good. Was it? I mean, it left open room for a third one to be made later down the line. But yeah, those are the three movies I have been watching. What movies have you guys been watching, and what movies have you guys got your eyes on? I've got my eyes on playing more movies starring wrestlers, and yeah, that is that. So I'm going to play a quick ad here, and then we're going to get into a bit of news and headlines. There's only one news story. We're going to get into that. I've not made a banner for it, just a little bit ill-prepared this time, but there we are. Yeah, let me go ahead and play this ad. Right about now. So that is right. Protein T, Goldman's one. Goldman's one. Goldman's one. Goldman's one is painted in the. It's written in the stars. You didn't know it. Head there to get 2 shout-outs as well as a bonus shout-out. And of course, like and subscribe. But let's get into a bit of. Let's get head into the news studios. Read all about it. The alerts are happening. It can only be. Right, news and headlines. Only one news story this week, and like I said, I haven't done a banner for it. Like I said, a little bit ill-prepared, but that news story is TNA for sale. That is right, TNA is looking for someone to buy them. My only really thoughts here are, and get your thoughts in about this, guys. My only really thought here is it should not be WWE to buy them, because then everyone is WWE. WWE recently bought AAA, so technically everyone in AAA is a WWE superstar. Technically, same thing would be for TNA. If WWE were to buy TNA, the novelty, the shock factors of Matt Cardona, the inspiration, Elias, Fandango, so on and so on and so on, etc., etc. All these people turning up from TNA, all these people making their return back to WWE, that will go out the window, because then everyone's WWE. So I certainly don't think that WWE should buy TNA. So there's that. Get your thoughts, your comments on who should buy TNA, who will buy TNA. Sound off right now as we go into segment number 4 here. As we look back at yesteryear's wrestling, the wrestling of old, the wrestling of gold, the wrestling of years gone by with something, guys, this. That is right. This week in wrestling history, only one notable date that went down that happened on the year 2000. The year was year 2000. The date was October 9th, and the notable date, and the thing that I'm talking about, is when Rikishi admitted that he was the one that ran down Stone Cold Steve Austin, and he did it for The Rock. So I think this is a timeless one thing, just to take that off your screens and try and delete that just to make room here on StreamYard. That's all I'm doing, guys. I think this is a timeless segment. People always quote this segment. Anything involving the bloodline, anything involving any of the Samoans, or they did it for The Rock. And this was it. Stone Cold got run down in November, and they carried this on. And this was when WB was good, WWF, the Attitude Era, Rise War, all of that kept you hooked. Actual storylines, making you watch the week after. Unlike WWE now, as much as I love WWE, Raw, SmackDown, are absolutely missable. You're missing nothing on an average Raw and an average random SmackDown. But yeah, the Rikishi thing was is memorable, and like I said, the good old days of wrestling. But what is good is I've got a channel for you to check out. If you're a fan of reviews, then this is coming your way right about now. That is right, in the description below and on your screen, Marcus' channel right there. Go and check it out. He may not be here. He may never be on the podcast ever again. It's entirely up to him. He's busy and he doesn't really watch wrestling anymore. He doesn't watch as much. You're really tuning out of wrestling, and that's fine. So he may never be on the podcast ever again, or just will drop in whenever. But certainly check his channel out, subscribe to his channel. And something you need to follow, someone else that obviously isn't here, and that's Sean Golder, Sean's Instagram. Again, he may not be here, may never be on ever again when our schedules meet. But there's Sean's Instagram right there. Go ahead and follow him. But let's go ahead and talk about today's wrestling. Let's focus on it with this. That is right, wrestling roundup that, as always, begins with AEW Dynamite. As always, purely just reading out the results and giving my review on it as just the results. So, Jon Moxley taps out Ishii. Okay. The Hurt Syndicate knock off The Demand. Jurassic Express defeated Orion and somebody else. Kyle Fletcher retained against Kyle O'Reilly. Mercedes Moné retained against Laney Reed, the former Kaden Carter, now in WWE, now in AEW. Not sure that's just a one-off match. We'll have to wait and see, obviously. Takeshita and Okada got the 1-2-3 against Brodito. And Orange Cassidy was your winner against Pac. Okay, I'm going to give it a rating of... Well, there's really nothing there, but I'll be generous and I'll say I'll say dark match. Of me being generous there. Let's get into Monday Night Raw. That Roman Reigns coming out. He got on the stick. Bronson Reed and Paul Heyman came out, and match made for Crown Jewel. That we'll be discussing here in an Australian street fight. Roman Reigns, Bronson Reed. Roxanne Perez defeated Lyra Valkyrie. I don't know if we're going to do this two segments at a time or two matches at a time, whatever it may be. CM Punk came out, then LA Knight did, followed by the Usos. So yeah, cool win for Roxanne, which is really, really 50-50. And the whole CM Punk night and Usos thing was merely to set up the main event. Maxine Dupree with a count-out victory against Becky Lynch. So big win for Maxine there. Kairi Sane knocks off Io Sky heading into Crown Jewel. A big win for Kairi. AJ Styles, Dragon Lee, and Penta are your victors against the Judgment Day. And in your main event, LA Knight and CM Punk come out on top against the Usos. Built momentum for AJ Styles heading into Crown Jewel, and a good win for Knight and Punk. I'm going to give Monday Night Raw probably the same outside of Reigns. What really happened here? So I'm going to say dark match for Raw as well. On NXT, the Hardy Boys, the wonderful, delightful, yes, Hardy Boys made history, dispatching Dark State. I know still your TNA Tag Team Champions, but new NXT Tag Team Champions. So yeah, the Hardy Boys have Tag Team Gold in 2025 again. Big win for the Hardys there. Team NXT went over Team TNA in a Women's Survivor Series match. Good match. You had the inspiration of the Iconics back in WWE, Jakara Jackson back in WWE. I think I felt that Eddie got time to shine here. And what a hell of a finish. Soul going for the Soul Snatcher, tagging by JC. Then she gets her cover. She gets a final 1-2-3 pinfall victory. Ethan Page is still your men's North American champion by defeating and beating Mustafa Ali. Cool. Great to see Mustafa Ali back in WWE. And Team TNA were the winners against Team NXT in the men's Survivor Series team. Mike Santana getting that win, builds momentum for Bound for Glory tomorrow. Yeah, really good NXT. Then I'm going to give around a main event rating, I think. On Evolve, True Martinez in the ring. Kendall Gray, Kelly Armstrong are the face. Obviously, that happens up their match next week. Dante Chen with a 1, with a 2, the 3 over at It's Gal. High Rise the same against Marcus Mathers and Aaron Rourke. Neither of these, Marcus or Aaron, can get a win. If they're going to be released soon, I wouldn't be shocked. Good win for Dante, and Wendy Shaw taps out Nikita Lyons. If Nikita's also want to be released soon, that wouldn't shock me either. Let's get to Friday Night SmackDown that was indeed in Australia. Out came Cody Rhodes on the stick. Really didn't say much, just typed at the match against Rollins at Crown Jewel. Shinsuke Nakamura win by DQ, of course, didn't win the title. The MFT's attacking Nakamura. Sami Zayn retaining here. Cool. Let's see what direction the MFT is going. Tiffany Stratton and Sonya Vakir in fresh action went over and beat Julia and Kiana James. Cool. Wyatt 6 retaining against the Street Profits are still your WWE Tag Team Champions. Again, cool. And Aleister Black in a last man standing match did stand tall against Damian Priest. So yeah, big win, good win for Aleister Black. Much needed win, I feel. And they're pairing it in with Zelina Vega. So we know that Zelina and Aleister Black are married in real life. So let's how we see how that pairing fares. I'm going to give SmackDown also. If you missed SmackDown, like I said, what did you actually really miss? So I'm going to give that a dark match to opener rating. Probably dark match, really. On to Crown Jewel. They kicked off with an Australian street fight. Roman Reigns, Bronson Reed. Good match. And a big win for Bronson Reed here. But the bigger story comes after the match, and that was the Usos not trusting Reigns, and I presume they're going to be involved in War Games, and this is kind of what it's leading to. But But yeah, like I said, big win for Reed. He would have probably been my pick. I was 50-50. I did go for Reigns. But yeah, big win for Reed. Stephanie Foucault is your women's crown jewel champion after knocking off and defeating Tiffany Stratton. Good match. They put on a good performance. The Crown Jewel Championship really means nothing, but I suppose it's a big win for Stephanie. The bigger thing here is that Stephanie was the first to pin Tiffany in 2025. Next up, John Cena, AJ Styles. What a match! Probably my match of the week so far. Obviously, Bound for Glory hasn't happened yet, but both men pulling at all stops. AJ Styles in his TNA gear, pulling out his own AA, Conquina Clutch, Scorpion Death Drop, Cena with an RKO, Accolade, Chokeslam, Tombstone, Skull Crushing Finale. So both men pulling out all the stops, both men leaving it out there. What a hell of a match. And your winner was John Cena getting his 100th PLE pay-per-view victory. Next up, coming out on top, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky against the Kabuki Warriors. Yeah, good match here. And I presume all these four women will be involved in War Games, but we'll wait and see. And in your main event, that's right, your main event was there already. Seth Rollins did it. Finally defeated, finally beat Cody Rhodes, winning the Men's Crown Jewel Championship. Yeah, a good win for Rollins there. Again, Crown Jewel titles doesn't really mean anything. I know they try to make it meaningful and make it feel important. Which I suppose it did, but again, it's a once a year scene title. But if it helps develop storylines, why not? So Crown Jewel, I give my rating on the watch along, but I'm going to give it here as well. Mid-card to main event, but more at the main event level. But as I mentioned, it is Bound for Glory tomorrow, and I've got some predictions to do. So let's get into that with that is indeed right. I've just realised I've not got one of these, so it's just gonna have to be that. I know it's not WWE, but it's just gonna have to be that, just for so you guys know I'm doing predictions. So here we go. It's gonna be. Let's wait and so. One second here. 1 second. So yes, Bound for Glory predictions. Got the match card here. Which we'll see. And we'll start with the pre-show match first. For the women, for the Knockout Tag Team titles, the Inspiration will defend against the Elegance brand. I think the Inspiration will retain here. In a Call Your Shot gauntlet featuring Ying Lee, Mance Warner, Zaya Brooks side, the hometown man, Nick Nemeth, Ryan Nemeth, Myra Said, and Joe Hendry. This could be anybody, but from the ones that are picked, Nick Nemeth, I don't know. Again, this could be anybody. Still a lot of people to find out who's going to be in it, but from the ones that are in it, I will say Nick Nemeth. It will be Tessa Blanchard taking on Gia Miller. I think this is a win for Tessa Blanchard here. The system will battle Order 4 in a 10-person intergender hardcore war. I'll say the victory goes to Order 4. For the International Championship, Kazarian defends against Steve Macklin. I think Kazarian wins it here. For the X Division Championship, NXT Javon Evans is your challenger against Leon Slater. That's going to be a show stealer, but I think Leon Slater will indeed keep the title. The Women's Knockout Championship, Kalani Jordan, Indy Hartwell. I think Kalani Jordan wins. She's only just won it. And it will be the Hardys versus Team 3D in a tables match for TNA Tag Team titles, NXT Tag Team titles, and now House of Glory Tag Team titles. Mega match right there, but I think the Hardys indeed retain. And in your main event, Trick Williams, Mike Santana for the TNA World Championship. I think Mike Santana wins it back. Sorry, wins it and brings home gold back to TNA. But I've got gold for you, and that is in way of an ad. And that ad is right here. That is right. And me follow me do all of those. And one final segment here, where I've been to, where I'm going to, what shows Sean's got coming up, and we do that, or I do that, sorry, with this. That is right. Wrestling dates out. So what shows I've been to and what shows have I got coming up? Give me 1 second. It's coming your way right now. So last Sunday I was at this GPW Supercharged. Great show. Really good show. Really built some storylines heading into next year. RPD turning heel was a little bit unexpected. A couple of title changes, a couple of new champions. So yeah, good show. The next one I've got coming up is in fact tomorrow. This is Wrestling Russian Roulette. I believe tickets are still on sale. Available just on the door, I think. This is Wrestling always put on a good show, so this will surely not disappoint. And he may not be here, but I'll promote him in it anyway. This month on the 25th, Sean Gold will be on that show. There's another poster of it. So let me just take that off so you guys can see. So Gremlin House Wrestling, the Sandman and Zilla Fatu will be in his house, will be in the house. So go over if you're in that area and check out that show. But there you are. There's the show. And that's it for me this week. Like I said, a very truncated, very smaller, shorter episode. Do like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Hopefully Sean will be on next week. We'll have to wait and see. Do tune in tomorrow for my Bound for Glory watch along. And as always, always remember that it's Ricky J bringing a British bite to the fight.